Hello, YouTube.
Here's what happened to us this morning. We got up and at 5:50 in the morning to get our child ready for school. We took her to the bus stop. We stood there for 2 or 3 minutes before we realized
No school today.
there's no school today. So we passed out on the couch for about an hour and packed orders for an hour, I believe. So good morning, everybody. And no, I did not send an email notification today because we don't have a theme today. We haven't done one of the just open Q&As where you guys can ask anything, no direct theme in quite a while. But because I know a lot of people don't want the emails constantly, I figure since this one's a little bit more low key, we're probably going to have plenty of questions regardless of how many people are here today. I think it'll just be a little bit easier to let you guys know in the Facebook group. That way we can keep this one a little bit shorter. If you've noticed that we've been super duper quiet the last few days, that's because our daughter's birthday party is on Sunday, and I am Momzilla right now trying to get everything ready for this crazy party that we're holding for her. Not to mention, we've packed orders for about 12 hours for the last week, aside from the day that we went to the aquarium. If you were here last week, we mentioned that. On the way home from the aquarium, we hit a pothole so big that it blew our tire, and we had to pull over on the side of the highway in a not so safe area and have state troopers come out and help us change our tire in the mud.
And it wrecked our rim, which they no longer produce. So we had to get 4 new rims. So that was a good $1,500 down the drain. Yay!
Yay!
Ohio takes great care of their roads.
I think that's everywhere. Good morning, Michael. Good morning, Amber. Good morning, Andrea. Good morning, Rachel, Deborah, Cloudy, Robert, Crystal. All right, guys. So we are going to be starting, obviously, at noon. As always, we're going to hang out with you guys for the next 5 minutes while we wait for everybody to get online. If anybody is in the Handmade Alpha Face community or Facebook community wondering where we are, feel free to go ahead and pop in and post the link to this live stream. That way everyone knows to get over here since we didn't do the email. Like I said, I don't want to spam you guys with emails constantly every single week, especially when we don't even have a topic. So I thought that this would just be a shorter video since we do have our kiddo sitting right over here on her iPad playing games. If you hear any weird noises, that's what it is.
That's what it is.
Yes. Good morning, everybody. So everyone asked us because most of you know that we are big Diet Coke drinkers, even though it's bad for us, and we're very aware that it's bad for us. But
I'm a Diet Mountain Dew guy. She's the Coke drinker.
Yeah, but a lot of you asked if we tried the new flavors. We tried the cherry last night. Weren't a huge fan. I tried
the spicy was unnecessary.
I tried the mango. I really liked it. So
mango was good. It was a bit more sour than I would have liked.
For the next 5 minutes, we're gonna try zesty blood orange and lime.
Ginger lime.
And then I guess we're just going to taste them and see which one, because I don't know which one I'm going to like. I
love blood orange, so I'm probably the one that I'm going to pick.
I don't like flavored.
I love ginger ale, so.
Flavored pop is just weird. We're from Ohio. We say pop.
It is
pop.
So
we're going to try these.
Did you hear that? That was a pop.
It's pop. It makes a pop sound. It's pop because it pops.
It doesn't make a soda sound.
It doesn't go soda, soda, soda. It goes pop, pop, pop. What's the verdict on ginger lime? What do you think? That's not a good.
It tastes more like just regular Diet Coke, and then after it sits in your mouth for a few minutes, then you get a little bit of lime and a little bit of ginger. Tradesies.
It's a little orangey. It's not super orangey. It's more like a.
Cross said we don't have those crazy flavors over there. I'm going to assume from that comment that you're from another country. And yeah, probably because there's a lot of stuff in here that really isn't good for you.
Yeah, they're really like all the colored Mountain Dews and preservatives and GMOs. Yay!
Oh, I'm all about that. You can keep that ginger lime.
It's okay. I don't recommend the ginger lime, especially if you don't like ginger. I like ginger, but
spicy Starburst yesterday. That's freaking gross.
Ew, we had spicy Skittles, and those were nasty.
I was just telling her yesterday that this is all just like
a spicy craze.
Spice, yeah. It's just the craze that's going on right now.
You can see
People
my
that want to be
roots.
brave and eat something spicy.
Do your voice. The girl he was making
Oh
fun.
my god, they put half a jalapeno in my chili. So brave. Hashtag spicy. Like, I don't get it. I don't get the spicy craze. I love spicy food. I'm a
but
big,
things that don't need to be spicy.
like Coke. Like,
Pepsi.
why did that need to be spicy? That's so, and cherry Coke of all things. Like, if they want like a legit jalapeno flavored Coke, like jalapeno and Coke would probably be an okay combination to put together if it was just a little bit. But like, the cherry was too much. It was a black cherry. If they would have just left it at that,
Why do you
would have
have
had a
pen?
winner.
What are you doing?
I don't know. I'm holding up. I'm educating.
Educating.
I'm educating.
It's pointing.
Nothing
his
more
pen.
intimidating than when somebody sticks a friggin' pen in your face when they tell you something.
Did they do that to you in the military a lot?
Listen here.
Listen here, you.
No, it was usually a hat or a finger.
Someone wags their finger in my face. That I'm triggered. I'm triggered right away.
Too bad in the military, there's nothing you could do.
Especially
about it.
if it's not a stiff finger, if it's a kind of limp finger where they're like just you. I hate that.
That's why you just kiss it. You just
You. I don't know.
no, you kiss their finger when they put it
Oh.
in your face. You just like no, don't kiss my finger. People don't want to see that.
ET phone
Do that
home.
enough in the private time.
Kiss your finger. That's
That's
what we
right.
do. That's how babies are made. In case you guys didn't know, you kiss a finger and a baby appears. So
Husband has a Carolina Reaper plant in our dining room, and I'm not near as excited as he is. Of course you're not.
Ooh,
Who's excited
ooh.
about? Who's legitimately excited about that and not afraid at the same time?
ooh, the only thing that is awesome is bacon with cupcakes. I like my bacon and my cupcakes separately. I don't want
I
them
agree.
together.
I'm not a big fan of the sweet with bacon. I love bacon. Like my sausage gravy with bacon. There's nobody that can beat my gravy. My breakfast gravy. You can't even think about
It's
it.
sawmill gravy. Sawmill.
Not really. I use sausage and bacon with onions, sweet
Yeah.
onions and garlic.
Yeah, Ohio is like biscuits and gravy central. Like you go
Mhm.
to any truck stop and it's all biscuits and gravy. If you live anywhere other than Ohio, then your gravy's wrong.
I actually made that gravy for a military potluck, and it was the first thing that ran out of. I just brought potatoes and gravy, and that was the first thing that ran out.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was good, and it was 2 pounds of bacon and 2 pounds of sausage. It was a lot of gravy.
Hello from Italy. Well, you are in for a culture shock since we're talking about our disgusting U.S. food like bacon, gravy,
My
and
sister-in-law was crazy over covered bacon. I mean, like brown sugar bacon is okay.
yeah,
Like a piece of it.
candied bacon.
Every once in a while.
yeah.
The only weird combo I like is bacon and cupcake. That's too sweet. That's way too sweet with the savory at the same time.
Now I like plain Lay's potato chips sprinkled over chocolate ice cream, but if you like French fries in a Frosty, it's pretty much the same thing.
I'd love the recipe for the gravy. Hubby loves biscuits and gravy.
It's sawmill gravy with onions.
Yeah, I mean it's a pound of so the way that I do it, I make mine in bulk so I have it for multiple days. A pound of spicy sausage, a pound of sweet sausage, or
Write it down.
you can do half and half, like a half pound and a half pound, and then the same amount in bacon. Unless you're doing the 2 pounds of sausage, you do a half, or you do 1 pound of bacon, 1 whole sweet onion,
I'm
and then garlic, salt, and pepper to taste.
I don't know sign language. I'm
but,
doing my best.
Straight vitamin D milk. Don't use low fat milk, otherwise it comes out watery. You can throw a little bit of heavy cream in there too if you want it to be thicker. This live stream ain't gonna last long. She keeps this crap up.
You guys got like cow out of that, right? I wasn't gesturing anything obscure.
I would love to sprinkle Uranus.
Oh,
Oh, thank
That's
you,
nice.
Das Arschloch.
thanks.
I appreciate that.
That's.
I'm just gonna assume that was a bad translation and not ban you right away because I'm in a good mood today.
But if we get another one, we're just gonna ban
I'll
you.
just ban you.
Yeah, it's
Finally
fine.
got you live. I had sent an email last week, didn't hear back. I know you're busy. Just curious if you got it. I don't know.
We had
We have not stopped packing orders for the past 4 days.
Yeah.
It's been nuts.
We're behind on emails because we have packed about 200 keys in the last
We're not even
5
done
days.
yet.
Yeah, we've still got this order or this week's worth of
We've
orders.
still got,
so,
I think, 16 or 17 orders left to pack.
which that won't take us long because we've packed.
No, it's more than that because we have 3 huge ones and those take like a half hour each.
Yeah. All right, guys.
All right.
Are we ready for questions?
No.
No, you're not ready. We're not ready.
really.
We're not ready. We are canceling Q&A this week because Mr. Moore is not ready.
I just want biscuits and gravy now. Got me talking on them.
Well, how about we do this?
Friggin' apple toast for breakfast.
We do this Q&A. We go birthday party shopping, and
You
then
go birthday party shopping. I'm gonna sit here and play Kingdom Come Deliverance all day.
Okay. Well, then I'll go birthday party shopping.
Mhm.
All right, guys. Let's get into some questions. Andrea wants to know how long to market your pre-launch, like 2 months or longer. That's completely up to you. Just as long as, rather than marketing your collection, market your pre-launch if you're going to go that route. If you guys missed last week's Q&A, that's when we talked about these. So if this doesn't make any sense to you, you'll have to go back and watch last week's video. For your pre-launch, though, I personally usually market it right when I know that I'm going to make it. So I don't even have the supplies to make the new collection yet, but I'm already kind of asking people's opinions. I haven't given it a name yet or anything crazy like that, but I'm sprinkling the hints and I'm hoping to launch mid-spring. So 2 months is fine. If you can pull it off within a month, if you think that your marketing lifespan can go for a month, that's fine too. It's more of a personal preference. If you've got a lot of fans, you can usually stand to market it for a shorter time frame. But if you don't have a lot of fans, give it maybe a month or 2 at least.
Barbecue chips inside peanut butter and jelly sandwich. That's domestic terrorism.
Ooh.
Stop. Don't do that.
Ooh, I don't know.
It's all about the turkey
Well,
sandwich with the cheesy Doritos. Is what you meant. I'm thinking.
We like peanut butter sandwiches with our chili, so it's probably
dipping green beans in ketchup. Ew! What is wrong with you guys? Ew!
You're triggering him.
Stop it!
You're scaring him. Green beans and ketchup.
I'm like a freaking chef when it comes to my food, so things like that are just automatically like, eh.
He is.
I just don't. I like good food.
He is the chef of the family. All right.
Kind of stuff is why people don't like Americans.
Megan. Megan.
I'm just messing with you guys. All right. What are some good tips on juggling in business and a newborn? Usually it takes practice. You just got to throw with one hand, catch with the other.
Yeah. I mean,
should be making soap today, but the baby's not having it today.
Yeah. And, there are days when you have a newborn, because, we have a daughter, she's 5 now, and we started the business right when she was born.
Yeah.
When you have a child, you can't put off your baby. Don't ever put off your child. If your child is crying,
do what you can when you can.
Right. Exactly. And sometimes that means late nights. Sometimes it means early mornings. Just, you have to put in the time where you have it. And if that means work for 5 minutes, go check on baby, work for 5 minutes, throw in laundry, go, work for 5 minutes, make a bottle, then that's kind of what you need to do. For Taylor, I kept her pack and play in my office, right at the office door for a long time. That way, when she was playing in her pack and play, I could work. And I also happened to have the TV very close by. So I'd have a movie for some ambience and her favorite toys in there when she was really little. It just comes with time and practice. Being a mother obviously takes practice it all in itself. You just have to kind of find what works for you and be really honest with yourself about how you're using your time. Sometimes we don't like to admit how much time we waste, but one of the things that I recently did was I no longer scroll through my Facebook timeline. I don't do that at all, ever, for any reason whatsoever. I don't care about
all it does is stress me out.
Yeah, I don't care about what everyone is complaining about today. So I will scroll through the Handmade Alpha group instead. I find a better environment to scroll through if I need to, but only when I need to. So I don't scroll through just to read people's status updates. Find the things.
We just got like 10 questions.
That's fine. Find the things that you just don't have time for and cut them out.
All right. Plaid Oak. Oh, and also Jim Laver said fried egg, triple fried egg with chili sauce and chutney. There's nothing that chutney doesn't go good on. There's a chutney for everything. All right. Plaid Oak. I've been making little teaser videos for a mug collection that I'm making. Do you think it's a good idea or a waste of time? The mugs have wildlife characters on them, and they're supposed to be funny.
No, that's a good idea. I think I saw yours actually.
Mhm.
Was it the one with the turtle crawling across the screen? I thought that it was cute and it looked very professional. In fact, scrolling through, I thought that it was like a paid ad by a major ad company. I think that they're very well choreographed. So yeah, definitely. Just I wouldn't showcase a whole collection if you haven't launched it yet, but if you're just advertising that collection, absolutely. Or if you're just teasing, one or two products or a piece of a product before you launch the collection, that's fine too.
All right. Sarah Nekifero, where's the balance between spamming and getting the word out? I lean towards not being active enough because I don't want to annoy people and I don't want to fill space with old content. If people are following you, they want to see your content. That's why they followed you. They want to see your products. Unless you're referring to emails, then just look up, how many emails you can send before they start going to spam.
Well, and I think that she more means like annoying people with emails. I wouldn't email more than once a week. I personally don't email my list hardly at all unless I have a collection or a giveaway, but I keep up with them in my Facebook group too. So if you're talking about just making posts on your business page, you should be doing that daily or multiple times a day if you're able to.
I pronounced her name right. She's happy about it.
Simply because people followed you for that reason. In fact, we've had several businesses that we've followed that we've stopped following because they either get sold out or they start posting things that have nothing to do with their business, and it's almost like they think that they feel bad advertising their products when in reality that's why we followed them. I followed a tattoo page for a long time because I really liked the artwork that the artist posted, and now I show him all the time. It'll just be like a girl in a bikini all tattooed up, like shaking her boobs and answering questions from strangers.
The problem,
but that's not why I followed the page. I followed it for this cool tattoo art that I liked, and they went off topic. And I don't care. I don't care if a girl wants to sit in her bikini, but the page shouldn't be, that's not why I followed it in the first place. They needed to stay true to their content. Stay true to your content and you're fine. Don't worry about spamming people.
All right, Jamie McCord, ramble.
Sorry.
Rabble. I sell items that come sized and cannot keep up. She's got like 4 in a row.
Okay.
I sell items that come sized and cannot keep up with the Etsy sales because I need to make the product after I get the order because of sizing. I've recently switched to selling live on Facebook. Just make items during the week and sell Sunday as my only way of selling. What are your thoughts on this way of selling? And do you think it's a logical way to run a business or will it fizzle out?
I think that you're going to get burned out in the long run, to be totally honest with you. Yeah. That's how I used to sell. I was exclusively on Facebook for a long time. I actually closed my Etsy shop down and started selling just on Facebook. And you can't build a brand image like that. You have to have a storefront that they can go to. And there are a couple sellers who are really successful just selling their products on Facebook. However, they have a huge following. So they have that social proof that we talked about in our last Q&A, and they sell their products for thousands of dollars. My favorite example is Wood Splitter Lee. If you want to look her up on Facebook, she makes art dolls. I talk about her all the time because she makes 1 or 2 products at a time, advertises them on Facebook, posts them on eBay with a auction amount of like $1, and they take off. I think the highest selling one went for $38,000. So honestly, if you're having that much trouble, I think that you need to sit down for a long time, make a couple products, make sure that your prices are high. That way you have like thumbnail photos for your Etsy. And then as those orders come in, just make sure that there's something on there that says that you have a long turnover time so that people can place those orders. Otherwise, you can't gain SEO. You're not going to get a decent brand reputation by just selling on Facebook because, you're not really legitimate. You don't have a storefront that people can just shop from all the time. So it's going to be really hard. It's possible. I've seen businesses do it. It's just not going to be easy. Is that bubbers?
I have no idea. It looked like beans.
Oh, it might be.
All right. Jim Laver, will you be doing some more Etsy SEO videos at all? I'm struggling with SEO Book and Etsy Rank.
Yeah. I mean, there's only so much that I can say about SEO because it's going to be different for everybody. Keywords are different for everybody. And your number of sales are greatly going to influence your SEO. I do plan on making some more Etsy Rank videos. Right now, we've just been we haven't uploaded any new content aside from Q&As for the last few weeks, just because we've been so busy with this launch. But because this launch is over, we're going to have a lot more time to make content. So I can definitely consider it. I know that I'm going to do more Etsy Rank videos because Anthony Wolf added a ton of new features to Etsy Rank. If you haven't been on Etsy Rank in the last like month or so, definitely go check it out because they have a ton of new features on there.
Amber Marie, when and how did you know it was time for the both of you to be working together? I'm on my own and I'm struggling with the workload. Not sure if I need help or can trust the help. I mean, honestly, once we knew we were financially stable enough to be working together was when we did.
And the day that he quit his job was so stressful because it was like, you know, it was almost like, are we really going to do this? Are we really going to do this?
And we were kind of barely on that border of whether or not it's okay, you know?
Yeah. We just kind of said, well, we'll make it work. It was scary.
Yeah. You just kind of got to look over your finances. And if you're talking about working with a spouse, definitely make sure that you're going to be able to financially support whatever you have to with your business. And if you're going outside of that, trust is one of those things where you might just pay for a background check on somebody. If you're hiring somebody you don't know, I usually wouldn't recommend that if it's like you're going to be your only employee,
and make sure that you're certified to do so because you cannot.
There's a lot of legal. We won't get into the legal stuff, but there's a lot of legal stuff that you got to look into.
Yeah,
if you're
you can't
hire somebody.
You can't be a sole proprietor to hire out. You have to make sure that you're an LLC.
Right. A spouse is one thing though, because I mean we're
a unit.
Legally, we're the same person.
Yeah.
So when it comes to the business,
right, you don't have to pay your spouse the same as you would pay an employee. So yeah, it just 100% depends. If you feel like you're ready for it, then definitely consider it, but you have to make a profit. Otherwise it's not worth it.
See, Sonora, I sometimes feel like they follow me out of pity or to win free stuff because they rarely to never buy.
If that's the case, you need to really evaluate your marketing. And sometimes if you're seeing the same trend over and over again, where people aren't buying, they're just signing up for giveaways and doing things like that, you should begin evaluating what you're doing wrong rather than kind of looking at the fan, and maybe turn a new direction. I had to completely change the direction of my Etsy shop, toward the way that I marketed. If you look at some of my old Facebook photos, they're just so over edited, crazy colors and random things. And it wasn't doing that well. There was too much in your face. So I completely changed my brand direction, changed my logo. I changed my branding. I went more simple. I did the white backgrounds, the clean backgrounds. And I'm not saying that you have to do that, but you can change the image of your branding. So that's just one of those things that you have to look at and think about the things that you might not be doing to your very best ability.
All right, Mad Hat Lettuce. I seem to have two audiences. I make zip bags using fabric designs and printed by me. On Etsy, my audience is knitters. On Facebook, it seems to be pet lovers who use them for multiple reasons.
I mean, you know, that's okay. You can have two audiences if they're different locations. I think that your audience can change per location. For example, people on Facebook who find my products are usually it's usually women ages 45 to 60 purchasing my products, or 35 to 60. I'm sorry. And for example, I post a lot on DeviantArt. That audience is, you know, teenagers in their 20s. So your market can change depending on where you're posting to, but your brand image should be consistent. However, the message that you portray can be different. For example, Denny's is my favorite. If anybody has Tumblr, or if you Google Denny's Tumblr, it's hilarious. Denny's posts the most hilarious, goofy memes and funny photos ever. But that's only on Tumblr because they know that it's all kids on Tumblr. However, if you go to their Facebook, it's not as funny. It's more professional. So you kind of have to keep the same brand image, keep the same branding, keep the same products, but you can change your marketing to fit the platform that you market on.
Starla, when you say you post daily, what kind of thing are you posting? New products, new info?
You know, I'm really behind on posting daily on my actual Facebook page, but I post in my group, or if I see that my fans are posting in my group, then that's fine. I recommend on Facebook, especially with all the changes that we have, I recommend posting things that are going to engage with the customers rather than simply showing them products. You know, don't just product. If you want to sprinkle in a product once or twice a week, that's fine, but try to genuinely get to know your customers. We had a big Q&A about this a couple weeks ago as well that you can find on the channel. But yeah, I recommend actually talking to your customers. Post a question. Great ways to engage are, hey, what's your favorite book? And then when they reply with their favorite book, ask them why. Keep up the conversation. You know, make sure that your responses are well thought out. Otherwise, it's going to warrant lazy interactions with customers, and they'll interpret you as being lazy, and you'll get lazy reactions from them in turn. So just be a person, be honest, use it, use your social media to represent your brand.
Okay. Mad Hat lettuce that had
lettuce?
more loose.
Loose.
I am tired as crap today,
Loose.
so sorry, I'm going to say some
Lettuce?
stupid stuff. Lettuce. Mad Hat
Lettuce.
lettuce. That's your name now. It was continued off of that original post. My original audience was knitters, but Facebook has confused me with who I should target.
Don't let Facebook confuse you with who you should target.
No, definitely not.
Don't let them confuse you. It should. I think that you should be looking at who's actually buying your products, not just the people who are engaging with your brand. Look at who's buying your products.
Lena Kelly, what apps and programs to make small videos for my collections? Total newbie and overwhelmed by the thought.
We use
Adobe Premiere Pro.
That's our Premiere. Well, we use Elements 14.
Well, Elements. We're going to be upgrading to Pro here pretty soon.
Yeah, it's a little bit more expensive. Premiere Pro, how much is that? It's a monthly.
It's a monthly
subscription.
fee. It's like $20.
And we use Premiere Elements, which is $69.99.
It's not even
Elements
available
14.
anymore.
Oh, you can still buy it.
No, you can't.
Oh,
it's not even available. Newegg doesn't even have it anymore.
Oh.
The only way you're going to get it is bootlegging it. So.
Yeah, Windows Movie Maker is okay too. Most computers, if you have
but
Windows.
if you don't need any crazy effects or anything like that,
Yeah.
and you're just recording with a cell phone or whatever, I wouldn't worry about it.
Yeah.
I have 3 little ones, and I homeschool. They don't happen anymore, and it can be hard to find time. I don't scroll through Facebook anymore either. I make a goal list that's reasonable and stick to it. Yeah.
That's a good idea. And make sure that when you make those lists, don't, like you said, make them reasonable. Don't put too much on a list. Make your goals achievable.
Maisha, you mentioned Facebook's new changes. Don't agree with hashtags. Did I understand that correctly? I'm struggling with getting my content on my pages seen.
Yeah, I do have a Facebook video, a Q&A that we did. I think it's like, is this the end of Facebook marketing? They're talking about Facebook. Facebook's never been big for hashtags. Have you ever personally, have you ever clicked on a hashtag for Facebook? I think that hashtags are bigger for Twitter and Instagram and not much else.
Mostly Instagram.
Yeah, so I don't hashtag on Facebook hardly ever.
Click the like button for all this dank info.
Yeah.
Thanks for all the dank info.
Yeah.
Or
thanks.
You're welcome for it, I guess. I think was what they were saying. Our info's dank. I don't know.
We dank. But yeah, hashtags on Facebook, I wouldn't waste your time with it. I
already
would
said that.
Yeah.
Let's move on. Andrea, when you first started, were your prices low and you raise your prices later? My items are labor intensive, so I'm having issues knowing how to price them. Price in the top 10% of your market.
Yeah.
If you're having trouble justifying pricing in the top 10% of your market, you need to reevaluate what your product is and what your target market is.
Quit touching your beard. People don't like that.
I don't
remember?
give a damn.
We
It's
had
my beard.
we had somebody really mad that he
I don't
touches his
care.
beard. So
It's like my
true.
Twitch reaction. I can't help it.
But yeah, I personally started out with really low prices. All my keys were like $10, but then now some of my keys go for over $150. So it's kind of a slow process. Don't go from a $10 product to a $150 product overnight. But as you release new products, begin gradually increasing those prices.
Amber Marie, do you schedule your launches to coincide with well-known other launches? For example, Dragons with the airing of Game of Thrones. Is there a clear benefit? No.
Yes. Well, sometimes, usually if there's hype around something, if you were doing Game of Thrones and you wanted to make like a collection that was all dragons, I mean, obviously that would be really big if you were using like hashtags like that on Instagram. It just depends. It's a trend, dragons trend when Game of Thrones airs, wolves trend when Game of Thrones airs. There are different trends will pop up when big movies like that, for example, when The Walking Dead airs or around Halloween, zombies come back, that's a big theme. So yeah, of course, summertime mermaids are big.
You can't be ignorant of trends and want to success in it or get success in a business that follows trends. You absolutely have to follow that kind of thing.
Right. It's no different than any other trend though. It's no different than sloths are trending huge right now.
I mean, it's about picking the audience too. Like I'm not about to go see what's that show about the people that make meth?
Oh,
that show like we're
Breaking
not gonna,
Bad.
Yeah, like we're not gonna when Breaking Bad continues on, we're not gonna go start making meth keys,
Yeah,
but you got to pick your audience and figure out what's trending.
Right. What they like. My fans love dragons and fantasy. So, if I were to make a bunch of dragon keys right when Game of Thrones is about to come out, yes, that would be very wise. It just depends on your product.
Crystal,
Ooh.
crap. Crystal Lynch, tips on creating a terms and conditions page, please. I'm pondering a return policy, but everything terms and conditions.
What's that website?
Return.
That we
I'm not going to give any advice on what websites to use.
Oh, that's a good
return
idea.
policies. That's all you kind of personal opinion. Terms and conditions is another one of those legal advice kind of things, and we don't comment on legal advice ever. We don't comment on taxes. We might give some general tips and hints and stuff like that, but we're never going to give advice on anything legal because that's a liability on us.
Yeah, definitely.
And if you go and do something that we say to do, or that might be something, even if we don't implicate that it is a thing you can do, it still makes us at liability. And if you get sued or something, that puts us on the back end of it. So we just avoid that altogether.
But I mean, Etsy policies, you can put pretty much as many policies. And what I do is I make my FAQ section in your, down at the bottom of your Etsy, the FAQ section, you can make that an extension of your policies and kind of structure it like that rather than writing the Q in the answer, doing, the return policy and then writing out your return policy. So yeah, I think that you should be strict. Anything that you've ever had issues with in the past. I know that, for example, Italy, I have a lot of trouble shipping to Italy because you apparently
Pakistan.
Yeah. So as an issue arises in my shop, after I kind of extinguish the fire, I go into my policies and I add a policy for whatever just happened. So
Right. Yeah. Like if we ship to Pakistan, like we don't guarantee that that's going to arrive because it's like a 90% chance that it's not.
Right. Especially when we lived on a military base.
Yeah. They never showed up.
No, never.
Dan has gone loopy craft. Some of us are seeing major inconsistencies with what Etsy Rank says, and our listings are showing up.
Is Anthony working on this? If you guys want to get together, Anthony's in our Facebook group. He joined our Facebook group and he's like super duper open to making changes. We talked live with him for a long time, month and a half ago. So just tag Anthony Wolf in the Handmade Alpha Facebook community, link below, and let him know.
Don't spam him like crazy though. If you find something that's a serious problem, tag him, but don't go and spam him for every little question.
Right,
because he's a busy dude.
Yeah, because they have their own. Him and his wife run an Etsy shop, and he just does Etsy Rank on the side because he wants to help sellers. So yeah,
why do you guys bother with spam like that? Just stop.
Yeah,
you're stupid. It's not funny.
Sony PvP.
Like stop. Don't do that.
Yeah, don't just stop. All right.
Yes, I clicked on this. Okay.
Okay.
We have 846 likes on Facebook. We got almost no interaction from our friends. Giveaways might get 10 entries no matter what. Other than a like here and there, we get no action. How can we improve this?
You have to kind of branch out from just posting on your Facebook page, because hardly anybody on your Facebook page is going to see your posts. That's just kind of how Facebook's algorithms work, unless you pay for advertising. It used to be 15% of your likers would see your posts. If you have a Facebook group, it's a lot better. That's why I recommend having that group also on top of having the Facebook page, because those are two entirely different entities. Reaching out to people can be hard in the beginning, especially when you don't totally have a target market nailed down. My biggest advice in the beginning is to find a platform, nail it down, get a consistent schedule for your posting, know what you're going to post, when you're going to post it. Once you have that mastered, branch out to another platform. Start on maybe Pinterest or on Tumblr if you know how to use Tumblr. Tumblr is for a very niche market. But once you begin actually branching out, you're creating almost a spider web that's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger, and you're going to begin grabbing more fans and more attention. And as always, if you're not making any progress at all, if you've been doing the same thing for months and months and months and you see no progress, because you should still grow. Even if it's slow, you should see growth. If you're not seeing growth, you need to evaluate the type of things that you're posting, the photos that you're posting with them, the offers that you're giving them, because people need an incentive to engage. If they don't have an incentive that they want, like maybe they don't want what you're giving away, maybe you should start giving more away or a different type of product. You just have to kind of evaluate those things and put the pressure on yourself rather than on them. And that's kind of hard. Nobody likes to criticize themselves. I certainly don't. But you have to look and say, what am I doing wrong? And it might not be you, but it's best to just always assume that you're doing something wrong. That way you can try to get in and fix it. It kind of makes things a little bit easier, and it allows you to be more proactive.
Joe Kerner. I'm really new with Etsy. What are your thoughts on when someone asks you to donate items for their charity in a different state than mine? I did it for a page a friend was on, but don't want to keep doing it. Don't keep doing it.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
If I were to donate a product for every single charity I'm asked to donate, I would have 0 products in my shop. So what I do usually, I like to tell, because donating to charity is great.
It is. Absolutely.
Pick what you want to donate to. Make a list of the charities that you want to donate to, pick the months that you're going to donate to them on, and, have a marketing plan for when you do your donations, if you're doing charities. But then when others message you, say, I'm so sorry, we have a strict list of charities that we donate to, that we research, and we allot ourselves X number of dollars per year for tax purposes, because that's a write-off. Charities, things like that, those are write-offs.
Yes.
Let them know that you have a certain number that you do every year, and just apologize sincerely, and that's all you can do.
Here's the thing: if somebody is starting like a legitimate charity and they're asking you to donate items or donate money or whatever, first off, ask for their tax form. A charity has to have a tax form, regardless of what charity it is. If it's a person, unless it's somebody honestly, I hate to say it, turn it down. Don't donate to individual persons' charities, because 9 times out of 10, when somebody says, "Oh, my daughter's got cancer," they're lying. Most of the time, they're lying, and they want something for free. I'd say 75% of the time, the person.
And we've had that happen. We have had that happen,
especially in the beginning years of our business. It was like once a week, somebody was like, "Oh, my kid has cancer, and she loves your product." It's a lie. 9 times out of 10, it's a lie.
And we're not saying that they're all lies.
They're not all lies. So we have had people, and some people have sent us stuff to prove it, and that's fine. But you can't do that for everybody.
Right.
And there's a lot of charities out there. Most charities are bullcrap, and 90% of the money goes to the CEOs. Just do your research.
Yeah.
If somebody legitimately wants you to donate to their charity, ask for their tax forms, ask for some information on the charity, ask for a website, ask for whatever information if you're legitimately interested, and go from there.
You need to pick who you want to donate to. That's what, and
Exactly.
for example, our biggest charity that we held was, we had, one of my friends was deployed. He posted a photo of this puppy that they had found on deployment, and the base, these puppies over there, he can tell you they're used as target practice when they're out in the desert.
Oh, yeah.
They don't, to be bitten by a dog over there. She's okay. To be bitten by a dog over there.
Nothing religious.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna comment on that.
Yeah. It's like
it's not a good thing.
Yeah. And so these puppies are in a war zone. He brought this puppy onto the base, but they told him that he only had 72 hours to raise the money to send it to the States, or they'd have to euthanize it, because they can't have a puppy in a war zone. So within 4 hours, my Key Club raised all the money, $1,000, which wasn't that much, it was only $1,000, shipped the puppy home. And we got photos of the puppy in the United States wearing a little red, white, and blue bandana with a bunch of other puppies in this family that adopted him. It was really great, but we picked the charity, and I think that that's okay.
Let's see here. I'm updating my SEO titles and tags using Etsy Rank. I've always been told not to repeat a word in your title or tags. Use each word once. Is this old school?
That's old. I know. I don't see any issue in using a word more than once, honestly. You need to be researching it. You need to not be, I never use short or 2-word keywords. Make sure that you're checking your long tail keywords. My Etsy SEO for Newbies video is still posted. That's still my most popular video. And you can see exactly what I do if you go through my channel and watch that video. So repeating a word or two, not that big a deal. Don't worry about that.
I think it's referring to Anthony from Etsy Rank. Would he ever do a Q&A with you?
Possibly in the future.
Possibly. We've talked with him one-on-one before, but it just depends if there's not really a lot to ask. that I know of. So, we could. But
yeah, it's something that's in the stars for the future. Right now, we really
have
want
other stuff we really got to focus on.
We really want to get the Handmade Alpha Academy finished up for you guys.
For sure. We're still a little bit of ways off.
Yeah.
She's like 75% done with the written content.
Yeah.
And then we have to record. I have to do all the audio mixing. We've got to make all the animations. Like there's a lot that still has to be done.
Right. So
once the course material is done, that's like the hardest part. The rest of it is literally just grinding out what needs to, like, reading it out, making the animations. It's literally just grinding. So,
and this course is going to be so in depth. It's going to cover everything. So it's going to take us, quite a bit of time to get it done. But what's going to happen once we get that course done is we're going to have a lot more time to dedicate into making more free resources as well on the channel. And we plan to start a second channel as soon as it launches too. So we really want to be able to not only have the paid course, but we want to make more on YouTube for free, because we know that not everybody can afford to take a course, and that's fine. Our hope is that if you ever decide to take a course, we can at least help you get to the point where you have the money to take a course, whether it's mine,
exactly.
whether it's Renee Christine's, it could be anybody's, but continuing education is what is going to make you successful, whether it's taking a course or reading.
And she's working her butt off on this course, man. I mean, I'm not going to say anything about anybody else's courses, but there's a lot of content going into this. And I'm not just saying that as a marketing thing. She's been working on this for a long time.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. I want it to go like a puzzle piece to fit. If you decide to take Handmade Titan University, I want these puzzle pieces to fit together perfectly.
Right. But you don't need one or the other.
Right. It's not going to be like you have to have one or you have to have the other. But if you took Handmade Titan University and you want to take the alphas, it's not going to overlap.
And it's going to be best for you people that are a little bit newer or don't understand Etsy or are kind of in the middle range. It's not really going to be for, like we were discussing these yesterday, for the seasoned.
Right. If you're
Etsy
already
folks.
making several $1,000s a month in sales.
It's not going to be for you. But if you're the person that's, you got maybe, 100 sales a month, something like that. Nothing too
You just need it's going to be a roadmap. It's going to be the exact strategy that you need to.
So it's going to be from, like, if you're starting your shop up to the point of, making money.
Right.
Let's see here. Chelsea, I'm in the process of making an interchangeable holiday decor item. When would be the best time for the product launch for it in the fall, around a holiday?
Yeah. If it's interchangeable holidays, I would do it early fall. That way they can have it for all the major holidays. Like when I think of those, like the projectors that you can interchange the holiday, or the calendars where you can interchange the holiday, the best time to start marketing that is before Halloween. That way they actually have time to get it and use it for the big holiday months.
All right. You have a Facebook page and a group. Do you post different content on each? What do you post in your business page that you won't post in the group?
Well, go look at both.
Go check it out.
Go check it out. Yes, I post different content in both. On my business page, I tend to talk more about my actual business launches, photos of my products. But my group, I'm more personal. I ask for their opinions. I post almost like little status updates, like, oh, we're packing your orders. Yay. So I use that more as a personal area where I connect with fans, where my business page represents my whole brand, my product. My group kind of represents my business personality.
Right. On a yearly basis, how many product launches should you shoot for? That is entirely personal preference.
I used to do once a month. It was very stressful. It was very awful. It was very time consuming. I don't recommend it. Some people do for a year, once a season. That's usually ideal. If you want to do more than that, you can move your own calendar around. Just make sure that you have enough time to market those. Give yourself at least, a month, 2 months to gain the momentum that we talked about in our previous video, so that people are actually excited for that product launch before you launch it. Don't just launch a collection out of the blue and say, here it is.
All right. Moonstruck. I have a particular wildlife charity that I donate to, but what I did was create a product line specifically for that charity, and I donate a portion of the sales from that one.
That's what I did for the puppy charity. I made dog themed keys specifically to save that puppy. So, yeah.
All right. Joe Kerner, on the charity question, thanks for answering. Seem legit. I found their Facebook page. I told them I'm really new and I appreciate what they do, but not in the position to donate, hoping that was okay. Yeah. See, here's the thing, and this is contrary to probably popular opinion. You and your own come first. Like if your business, you need the money, you need to be able to feed yourself and your family. People are always going to be sick. People are always going to be dying. Animals are always going to be getting abused. But the thing is you still got to put food in your mouth at the end of the day. Your family still got to eat. You still got to pay your bills and that kind of thing. If you're not in a place to support a charity at that time, you're not in a place to do it. And if you supported every charity that's in the next 10 years that's going to come and ask you to support them, you're going to have no money.
Right.
Like you like if you are in a position to donate, pick a charity you want to donate to and donate to them. And if you run out of money that you can donate, stop donating. You don't have to feel bad. Like stuff's happening all over the world every day. There's always going to be a charity to donate to. So don't feel bad when you can't.
And one of our biggest, it was a really close friend that we had. We actually were neighbors to him. He has the meme page, the comic page, Flork of Cows. A lot of you guys probably know him, Brian.
Yeah, Brian.
He does like the sock puppet, like just looks like it was made in paint, little sock puppet comics. He only donates $20 to $25 for suicide prevention every month. And he posts, the screenshot to prove to his fans. He has, hundreds of thousands of fans, but he doesn't make money off of making those comics, but he does his part. He donates his share. So it doesn't matter how big you are. If you want to donate, don't be guilt tripped into doing it. Don't let someone we want the charity I really want to donate to when we get the course going. And what I want to, because I think that donating to a cause is really important.
Yeah, I do too.
I want to do charity water, which I think it's only a couple cents, brings water to thousands and thousands of people who don't have clean drinking water. And I think that is an amazing charity that you can donate a little and help a lot. So that's one that I think that if we were to donate a few $1,000s, in the coming years, we could potentially help a lot of people.
Yeah,
so,
and I personally like space research, that kind of stuff. I'm a huge into science and engineering, so that's what I like to donate to.
Right. Find a cause that fits, and you can find a cause that fits your brand image too. That's always a great idea to really appeal to your niche. If you make animal products, it would be smart to do an animal charity,
All right. Have you ever used Facebook ads?
Yes.
Yes, and we still do.
Yes. I, Renee Christine actually is creating a course it's more for content creators. And I don't know if it's a course. I haven't really gotten a lot of the details on it. It's not really for handmade businesses. But there is a lot that's changing with Facebook ads. I don't want to give advice on Facebook ads right now because I haven't personally checked out the course as of right now. And I haven't been able to do my own research, but rule of thumb for Facebook ads is experiment with the targeting, make sure that you're niching down your targeting, target people who are within, who are searching for your products, people in your target market. For example, I might target people who have liked Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, Game of Thrones, people who have liked those pages, because those are the type of people who are probably going to like Dragon Keys and, fantasy themed products. So, and then ad budget, I only do $5 ads, honestly.
Yeah, you don't got to spend a fortune. If you got the money to spend on it, you literally have nothing else to spend it on, throw it on some ads. It doesn't hurt.
Oh no, if you're going to put money into anything.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. If you spend $5, you're bringing all these people to your shop, one of them buys something, you've paid it off with interest.
Yeah, exactly.
Same thing. If you sell like $1,000 products and you're selling them pretty hot and toasty, and you've got an extra $500 to throw down on some ads, and whatever,
Lots from Susie.
Susie.
I
have my Etsy business that I run alongside our family farm business. I have 2 Facebook pages and 2 Instagram accounts, and I feel like it's a bit much. I'm thinking of combining the 2, but I'm not sure how to create a new account and direct people there, or should I adjust one of the current accounts to take over both? My Etsy business is tied to our farm through bees.
Yeah, just it really depends. I would need to see the pages as long as the brand image is consistent. For example, if people are shopping from you online strictly and they don't live anywhere near you, and most of your content is targeted towards people that live in your area who go to, your farm business, it's going to be really, really hard to keep their attention because they're going to start to feel like that content isn't exclusive to them. It's to the people that live local to you, and they're going to unfollow you. Yeah. So those are all things to consider. I would keep them separate if I were you, but if it's becoming overwhelming, you might need to just kind of evaluate what's going to be your primary income source and focus on that. So,
right. And Joe said, "Yeah, I make custom animal decals."
Okay,
Thank
cool.
you. Cool. Okay, I know that you should do 10 product collections. That's not a universal rule.
No.
But would it be counterproductive to do 15 products? No, of course not. I've already finished the collection, and I don't want the products and design to go to waste. Yeah, I mean, that's just kind of a general rule of thumb. It's not something that you have to do. It's
right. You want 10 or more.
Yeah, it's good to have 10 or more. But I mean, even if you have less, like if you're completely creatively blown out and you have nothing else that you can make, but you need to get a release out, then just do the release. Like, do with what you can. If you have more, no big deal. Don't post like 1,000 different products. I think that's a bit dumb, but I mean, it's
When-
just like a general rule of thumb. You know?
None of my collections have 10 pieces. My collections are always usually 15, 20.
16 to 20. Something.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, don't worry about it. It's just the general rule of thumb. Curious, when I post on your alpha page, it shows up on my personal page. Do all of my friends see it?
Yes. Not in our group.
No, not on the group. Not in a
The
private group.
The
Only
Facebook page does.
only the friends of yours that are also a member of that group.
Right. You're
But
just
on-
seeing it in your timeline.
Yeah. So Nora, one thing I learned about Facebook ads do not boost, because boosting just shows whoever is on Facebook at the time. They may or most likely are not the people who will be interested in the product.
We've heard that before too.
I have never seen the actual proof.
I've done both, honestly. I've boosted, I've paid for ads, I've tried both.
They're
I don't
pretty similar.
Yeah, I get similar results. So
I would have to honestly see the code that's behind it to really have any proof behind it. Here's the thing when it comes to people teaching about Facebook or any social media for that matter, or even SEO. A lot of it is subjective. You know what I mean? Like the research is there, but you only go off of what you can see. And without something like that's going to take that. I mean, that's a big thing to put in front of you to make an assumption like that, because you don't really know if that's true. It's really hard to prove.
you'd
I
have to
guess is
see
my
the
point.
algorithm, and they're not going to give you the algorithm.
Hell
so
no. Hell no.
So, I mean, honestly, my advice is to test, see what works, do what works. For me, boosting isn't any different than actually doing an ad. They level out about the same. They have about the same reach. So I do a combination of both.
Thank you. Do you do video ads or just advertise a product picture or make an
Ad on an
app?
app.
It's a mixture.
Yeah, I do. I usually do a couple of videos before my collection launches. They're usually just kind of simple, goofy little videos. But I don't post continuous videos. Sometimes I'll post sneak peeks of like my like work in progresses with video that I just take for Instagram or something. But I focus mostly on visual content, so photos, videos. It doesn't hurt to post videos. Absolutely not.
Yeah, I don't get that. Megan Nichols?
I don't know where that comment was.
Up here.
Was it up here? Oh, would he ever do a Q&A with you?
And she said, just measure out the ingredients in the lye solution. What? Okay,
What?
I think that was meant for somewhere else. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I knew Starla would adopt Mark's hat.
Yeah, it sits on the back of my. You see, they're mad that you're not wearing the hat. Oh, don't mind my PJs, because I don't wear real clothes ever, just pajamas.
All right, let's see here. Hello, new sub. Thanks for all the great tips and info. Can't wait to try to set up my own Etsy page.
Hi,
Cool.
Tiffany.
Thank you for subscribing. I didn't know boosting ads were different. We can't prove that they are. My lowest priced item is in the $140 range. Should I think about an item in the $25 to $50 range to get some people to buy that if they can't afford the highest priced item?
Usually what you do is you, like Renee Christine says in the freehandmadetraining.com, what you should be doing is kind of thinking about the psychology behind how people think. And that's why you usually want to have a high-end product, a middle range product, and lower end products in your shop, because what that does is people usually try to aim for the middle ground. They go for the product that is selling at the middle price. So if you've got a high end, use that almost like a window display, the products that are going to get people in the shop. Now, if you're really trying to sell those high end products, make a product that's even more expensive than those, and that will be the middle ground. People are more likely to go for the middle range product. So,
All right.
and if you guys want sources on that, the book is Predictably Irrational. I recommend that book pretty much every time we talk about books. It's a great psychology read, and it will actually kind of validate that whole pricing in the middle.
All right. If I want to use a YouTube video on my site per Renee's recommendation, do I have to get permission from that person? It depends on in what context you're using the video.
Yeah, if you're
I don't
just
want to comment too much on that. If there's an embed link on the video, which some videos do have an embed link, then you're free to use that video in whatever fashion you want. If you're going to download the video, you absolutely have to have the author's permission in the first place, which you technically can't download the video. You need to contact them for it. If you're going to share it and comment about it, technically no, but it's never bad to just ask.
Yeah, just ask. Just be nice. Ask if it's not a super big YouTuber, and they'll actually reply back to you. That's usually
if you
fine.
want to know about it, just look up YouTube fair use policy,
and fair use laws, and that'll have all the information that you need for that. It's called Fair Use.
Yeah.
Janet Cousins, will you do a video to show us how you did your video for the last release you did with the wand in the forest? Loved it.
The video that was, I think you're talking about the photo that I did, and I actually have a video that covers that photo where I, with the key coming out of the wand, I did that photo using the same tactics in my video called jaw dropping or create jaw dropping marketing photos, and that is actually on my channel where I teach you how to layer those photos to make those ridiculously awesome photos without Photoshop. So definitely check that out. As for videos, I might make a marketing video tutorial later on, but it's all going to be different depending on brand image, and you guys aren't going to be able to buy the program that I use right now because it's not available apparently anymore. So it's going to be really hard for me to do a video ad.
They said the video with the moving parts. It was the video.
It was the video. You mean the oh, that one. Just get any movie maker, Windows Movie Maker, any of the Adobe Elements if you can get your hands on them, anything. And I just went to Pexels Videos. You can Google it, Pexels Videos, and Pixabay. And both of those have free stock videos, and then you just put them together to fit whatever your brand image and lay some text over it. It's super duper easy.
Yeah, for sure.
There's tons of free stock video sites that are totally free to use.
Giraffe, I think you skipped my question. I'm not sure. There things have been slammed down here, so sorry if I did. Any tips on where to go for photography? Help, especially light colors on a light background and set up with props.
To go for photography, like you want someone else to photograph, because that's kind of more like a local thing. You'd have to find a local photographer who also
I think they're just wanting photography advice, where to get advice on light colors on a light background, setups with props, that kind of thing.
You know, it completely, like I said, the light backgrounds are best, but it's going to completely depend on what type of product you have. There are some brands that I would never recommend to be on a light background. You just have to make it fit with your brand image, and you know, your actual shop branding. For example, the Wicked Griffin, her shop, Jacqueline, she is amazing. And if she ever put her products on a white background, I'd throw something at her, because her products are beautiful the way that they are, with her woodland Nordic theme, with her rune jewelry. But for some of us, that white background makes our products pop more. So if you're just trying to do a light background, and you have light colored products, what most people do is they don't use white. They use gray, they use pale, they use an ash wood. You just have to experiment with it and find out what works for you. There is a solution out there. You have to be the one to go out there and find it. I personally
take some online courses.
Yeah. And you know what I really love is going to, if it's a small product like jewelry or just something little, I like going to the scrapbook section at the craft store, getting a bunch of pieces of 90-cent textured scrapbook paper and experimenting with those as backgrounds. And then you don't have to spend a bunch of money. Or we went to I think Lowe's and got a tile of marble, and it was maybe like $2 or something, and I took photos over it and experimented with that. So those are all different ways.
Sometimes you just gotta play around.
Yeah.
Remember, you recommended books. Are there any psychology sites you recommend?
Psychology sites.
Any of the psychology sites that are a .edu.
Yeah,
are usually going to be pretty good. It depends, because with websites, usually with psychology, like there might be a couple of overarching psychology sites. But when it comes to psychology websites, it's usually a specific facet of psychology, whether that's sports psychology, whether that's mental illness or autism or something like that. Like, there's always a different subject usually, but there are some overarching .edu sites that you can go to.
Yeah, and
.org. .edu is usually the best.
Everything that I've learned about psychology, I've learned it through books. I have not learned anything in terms of psychology. I've tried to find good YouTube channels. There are a couple that are okay, but it's almost like you would have to even dig to find the gems in it. Usually I just recommend psychology books. That's what I recommend for marketing. I don't recommend marketing books. I always recommend psychology books.
Here's the thing with websites. If you want to know something specific about psychology and you're searching online, even if it's like a news article or something like that, go to the bottom usually of the page and look and see what their resources were for that article that you're searching for, and go to that resource. Find the resource that they used, because they're obviously going to color the article to their opinion. So
Right.
find the source that they used and go to that source. And you can use if you go on Google and just search Google Scholarly, it'll send you to Google Scholarly, and then you can search for whatever resource that they use there. You might have to pay $1 or $2 to see it, but that's the best place to find legitimate stuff if you're not looking for books.
Yeah.
Sarah, Renee Christine did a cool docu-training on photography, which I really found helpful, although it didn't specifically go over those things. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I said, take some courses online, look at some different videos. You're bound to find something.
Yeah, you can dig through Renee Christine's channel. She has a ton of content. She has way more
Random
content
reviews.
than we do.
Are you boyfriend, girlfriend, or husband, wife?
Husband and wife.
What?
Like 8 years now.
Okay. Let's see here. I guess, they wouldn't know that.
Yeah.
Jordan Peterson had some awesome psychology videos on YouTube. Yeah, there's a lot of psychology videos.
Yeah.
Just understand who you're watching, because again, people are going to color things to their opinion and their bias. So just make sure you know both sides of the spectrum when you're researching psychology. Psychology is a sketchy subject because a lot of it's just based on opinion.
Yeah, and you also have
So-
to consider that psychology, for example, I read How to Win Friends and Influence People, which was written in the 30s, I believe, something
Mhm.
ridiculous like that. But then then I read How We Decide first, which is a newer book. I think it was written in 2015 or 16. That's one of my favorite books. And then I read How to Win Friends and Influence People, which is absolutely timeless. But some of the things that I read in How to Win Friends and Influence People, because it was written so long ago, there was no science behind it. Like it kind of talked about human interactions, but there was no actual neurological makeup of how those things worked. But then How We Decide, because it's a newer book, it went into exactly what's happening in the brain when those things are happening. And that was fascinating to me. So also keep in mind that older psychology books are not going to be able to go into the actual makeup of the brain. If you're interested in what's happening with your brain, which is what I love and what I learned the best from, actually looking at the different areas of the brain that are responding and those neural pathways that change. I think that modern psychology books are going to be your best bet. However, there are some timeless gems like How to Win Friends and Influence People that, have stood the test of time that I think everyone should read, whether you're a business owner or you're just trying to improve your life.
All right. It's really awesome. You guys are working together. You can tolerate each other. I would never work with my partner. I wouldn't be with somebody that I couldn't work with.
Yeah.
That's just personal opinion, though. She is annoying from time to time.
I don't know. I yelled at him this morning because he farted in my office while we were working, and it made me really mad.
She was on the floor right behind me doing makeup, so
I was sitting right behind him. That's the kind of marriage that we have.
sounds like a you problem. All right, Richard B. The only thing about using free use image or video sites that anyone can upload to anything, including things that aren't theirs.
Not Pexels.
Hold on, I'm not done. It's probably the best to search out the images and videos to be sure they aren't commercial free to use before using them to promote your business. Not true. If you get them from a site that has terms and conditions, and on their site it lists them as a specific title for free and fair use, you are not responsible if somebody uploads something that's illegal. But Pexels, those videos are, and we actually had this happen a
Picture
week
of
or two
a
ago.
video with a coffee cup, a clip that I got from
somebody
Pexels.
copyright striked our YouTube channel. She contacted YouTube with the link to the terms and conditions for that website and their fair use policy, and they got rid of the strike immediately.
Yeah.
Like immediately.
Pexels and Pixabay are two sites that I recommend. They are both safe. You can use them. Everything is free. The content on it was donated by the photographers who contributed to the site.
Yeah,
That's why I recommend
check
them.
the terms and conditions, and if you get a copyright strike because of something,
Fight it.
fight it. Immediately fight it. And if it turns out that video was somebody else's property, that's still not your problem.
No, because you got it from a site that has the written agreement.
Have the person that copyright strikes you contact them, because
Right.
that's not on you. It's not your job to research something that's on a site that's meant for that purpose.
Right. Now, don't go on Google Images.
And obviously
copy things.
ours was some Indian spammer, obviously, but it's going to happen. We're going to get copyright strikes from time to time. We're to a point where we have enough subscribers where that's going to happen. Obviously,
Right.
we're not huge on YouTube or anything. We don't ever expect to, but
Yeah, and if you don't let that scare you, because that's what they want, especially if they're claiming that something's theirs that isn't, or if they released their video to one of those sites and now suddenly they decide that they want to try to copyright strike your video like we did. If you have the link to where you got the video, the link to that website's terms and conditions page. I even sent them the agreement that that user had to click to agree on to upload their content. I sent them that agreement. I said, you know, due to these purposes, I feel that I have used, you know, this video honestly and blah, blah, blah. And yeah, that strike was removed from my channel immediately.
And Sonora said on Google Images, use a tool to search for usage rights. The thing is, on Pexels, you don't have to do that.
Yeah,
you,
just
you
use
do,
Pexels.
that's extra unnecessary work that you don't have to go through, especially if you're paying for. There's a lot of really good ones like Audio Blocks. Like if like people just upload their stuff there. So, I mean, the chances are that somebody's going to copyright strike somebody eventually. But the thing is they had to sign the same terms and agreements you did. So don't worry about it. If you get a copyright strike on it, do your research, find the pages, send the links to YouTube or to Facebook or whoever else is striking you, and tell them to screw off. It's like you're paying for a service or you're using a service that's meant for that purpose to make you feel safe, that you don't have to do the research. You shouldn't have to look up who the friggin' artist is that took the picture and get permissions to use it. That's why those websites exist.
Right. That's why we only recommend those websites.
All right, Jessica, I can't wait to bring my hubby home to work with me. He's got a job until we can make enough working together from home is my ultimate goal.
It's been great.
It's
been
great.
Amazing.
Like today, we could have slept in, but we didn't because we thought our kid had school and we're stupid.
We stood at the bus stop.
But like it's a Friday and we can sleep in, or like next Monday. I am not going to wake up until probably noon next Monday because our kid also doesn't have school. And luckily enough, she will also sleep until noon. So,
yeah,
it's freaking great. Question, what size is post on Etsy page for last picture when everybody is making an announcement?
Your Etsy photos, you know, I've heard mixed opinions about how the display is showing. For mine, I don't have the size for that offhand. Usually I recommend doing a rectangle photo rather than a square. Honestly, I think it's one of those things that you kind of need to experiment, because I've heard mixed things from people using different devices of how those displays are actually showing based on those sizes. So that's actually something I need to look into a little bit more in depth. But just aim for a rectangular photo as opposed to a square, or definitely don't do a vertical photo for your.
And it's gone. I use Google Advanced Image Search and choose free to share and edit even commercially. Is that okay? Yeah, it should be. Again, just check into the terms and conditions.
Yeah, because I'm not sure about that one.
Yeah, we don't particularly use that. I've used that in the past for school projects, but that was like over 10 years ago.
Right.
Janet, thanks for the clarifications on Pexels and Pixabay. I've heard these rumors and was a bit worried about that. I wouldn't be too worried about it. Again, just check terms and conditions.
Yeah, and they have if you look at the top of their page, they have a whole like agreement section that they have to, go to their website right now. It's right at the top, their agreement, their licensing. So
Unsplash, for instance, does not take any responsibility for their terms and conditions. Pexels, I think, produces their own material. Correct me if I'm wrong. So the people that upload to Pexels are artists that work for Pexels, I believe. But either way, like if Taylor, stop it, baby. If Unsplash doesn't take responsibility in their terms and conditions, then that's fine. Don't use their service. I wouldn't use that service. Pexels stands by their material and they stand by their terms and conditions, and they even go so far as to put which title was it? Title 0?
Yeah,
fair
Title
use?
0.
Title 0 fair use. Like they actually put what fair use they fall under.
Yeah.
Like they stand by their stuff. And Title 0 means you can use whatever's on their site for, like, if you were making an adult film, you could do something off of their site. Nobody could say anything about it. You know what I mean? So,
and they have photos and videos. Pixabay, and Pixabay has PNGs, the background cutout photos. That's where I get all of my random PNGs of like tigers and goofy things like that. So it's really easy to find.
Yeah. Hannah says, I need to start saving for the Alpha Academy. Is there a rough date you're aiming to launch? Just a ballpark. We're hoping in the next 3 months. We kind of have to.
We need to get that launched in like the next 3 months, because we do not want it to collide with Handmade Titan University at all. And
she's got that open right now.
So right. Well, no, it's not March.
Somebody put it on our last live stream that it was open.
It's for certain people. She has her open.
We don't want it to collide. So it'll probably be in April or May. We kind of need to get it launched by May. Is what our is like our last goal, but we can't promise anything, but that's ballpark April or May. Hopefully June at the very latest, but that's pushing it.
Yeah, really.
Well, like I said, so we're almost done with this product release.
Just packing it.
packing it, which is like 99% of our time right now.
Yeah.
She hasn't written any material for the course in like 2 weeks because that's all we've been working on. I mean, I just started playing video games yesterday for the first time in like 3 weeks. So
Yeah. Because we had a break, a short break last night after our kid went to karate.
Right. So once we're done packing this, which will be today, our kid's birthday party's on Sunday, so we're going to be preparing for that. Once Monday rolls around, we've got like a solid month where we don't have anything to do but pack the random orders that come in and I answer the emails. So we'll be slamming out, hopefully get that done in the next month and a half, record it. It'll probably take we're probably going to pull some all-nighters, honestly, to get this thing even done by May.
Yeah.
So, but that's the hard part is getting the material written. She's like 75% done with the material being written.
I can grab my
go grab your binder real quick. Yeah, she's 75% done at roughly maybe 60%.
I mean, this is the binder for the course, and every single piece of paper in this binder is course. Like, this is the course right here. This is what we have. And this is all I have been doing ever since I asked you guys. I said, do you guys want me to make a in-depth course? And you said yes.
She's been doing.
I started this right when you guys told me to start it.
It's well over, she's a little over maybe 60-70% done.
Yeah.
And it's over 100 pages.
Not to mention, we're going to have to, after the course launches, we are constantly going to be adding new bonuses. I want to go over each and every social media platform. That way you guys don't have to buy a course all about Facebook or a course all about Twitter. Once you're in this one, you're in it for life, and you get everything, for free that comes after it. So it's going to be a course
that's Etsy specific.
Etsy specific. So,
Wendy Workhart, how long will your enrollment be open for? I want to do it. Okay, so we're not going to answer too many questions on the course because we're not sure. We're not sure yet. We're still in the planning phase of that kind of stuff. We're still building the website.
Just keep in
mind, mostly what I'm doing.
We want it to coexist peacefully with HTU. That way, you guys, if you want to do both, you can do both.
But you don't have to.
Right, exactly. But I'm going to keep enrollment very similar to HTU for the sake of not stepping on her toes. I'm going to keep pricing very similar to HTU, so you guys know the discount. I won't spill it for anyone who doesn't know the big discount, but we're going to have like pretty much the same discount for ours.
The finance part of it will be very similar.
Because we don't
be very similar. We want it to be similar.
We don't want to price competitively with her. You know what I mean?
Right. It needs to be equal. So those of you that want to take HTU, take HTU.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to save your money to buy for our course. If you want to, that's sweet. We appreciate it. But at the same time, we don't know when this is going to be done. It's definitely going to come out
this year
in the first half of the year.
Yeah.
For sure.
Absolutely.
Well, at least we hope it will. If not, then we don't know what we're going to do. But we really want it to. So just look out for it. If you want to take HTU, take HTU. And maybe we can make some exceptions for enrollment if we have to, that kind of thing. But for the most part, it's going to be priced similarly. Enrollment's going to work similarly. We're going to have a live Q&A. We'll probably have some affiliates that are going to help us out.
Definitely.
But we'll definitely be sending out multiple emails when the Q&As are going to be coming up. When we're going to we might do a Friday Q&A for you guys, and then do like an official Q&A with some other YouTubers or something like that. We'll see.
Our big thing is transparency. We are completely transparent with you guys.
Yeah, we want to be completely open and make sure that like this isn't going to be for all of you. Like even some of you that are excited for it, it's probably not going to be for some of you guys.
We're not, later on, I want to make a course for one-of-a-kind sellers because that is a market that nobody's made a course for one-of-a-kind sellers, but this course probably wouldn't be the best.
It's not going to be for you one-of-a-kind guys. It's really not. And like we said earlier, we were talking about this, it's not going to be for you seasoned Etsy sellers, the guys that are making a couple grand a month. It's really not going to be for you guys. It wouldn't hurt necessarily,
if you don't have any marketing direction.
But I don't think you're going to get your money's worth if you do it. If you have the extra money to throw around and you want to take it and get your marketing on point.
This is for those people that are at that standstill where, they're doing they might be making a couple sales, or maybe they're not making any, but they have no direction. They don't know what to do next. When do I post? This is going to be the roadmap that tells you, okay, or if you want to reevaluate your branding, it's going to teach you everything start to finish. And even if you already have a shop open, it's still going to walk you through the starting line. That way, if there was anything you missed when you started your shop that you should have done, you can go back and fix. So
yeah, this is primarily like, I think the ideal customer for this is the person that's setting up an Etsy shop, like hasn't had theirs for more than a month maybe, or for you guys that have been on Etsy since like 2013 and you have like 15 sales,
Yeah.
it's definitely going to be for you guys. Like even especially the guys that are really passionate about it but just can't seem to break through the mist and start making those sales. It's definitely going to be for you
It's
guys.
the premise of it is building an alpha brand. So being at the top of your industry and
Exactly.
coming out, starting the race already running. Like that's going to be the point of the course, is building yourself to the very top, having the very best branding, having the shop that looks most professional. That way your competitors, even if they have more sales than you, you can eventually kind of surpass them in popularity like I have.
And Sandy says, I'm a one-of-a-kind shop struggling to make 100 sales. See, the thing is that like there's some stuff in there that might be able to help you, but marketing wise, but it's like I wouldn't want you to spend all that money, and we can't divvy out the way that making a website, it would be way too complicated for me to make it where you can just access a certain part for less money, that kind of thing. That wouldn't be fair to everybody else.
That's why I want to make a one-of-a-kind course separate, but that's going to be years down the line because that's an entirely new binder that I have to start of content to write. So.
Yeah. So we want to make it particularly for you. I'm so sorry that it's not going to be for you. If you want to take the course, fine. But just understand that it's not catered to you.
Right. You can make it work for
on
you.
Etsy since 2011 with 36 sales. I'll definitely be taking your course. Yeah. And awesome. if you want more information about it, when it's closer to the course releasing, we'll put out a little more information about like the modules and that kind of stuff.
What it's going to go over.
Yeah, exactly what it's going to go over.
Right.
So. Like a lot of people ask us things in emails that they want to see, and it's like we can't really talk about it because some of the things are things that we're working on. So
right. And I mean,
we haven't even opened my Etsy yet. You're our target customer for this course.
Exactly. It's going to go over exactly how to set up your shop and,
Right. We can't make your shop for you. If we could, that would be friggin' awesome. We can't make your brand for you. And it's one of those things that even if you take our course, you still might not succeed. It's all going to come down to the work you're willing to put into it with the information you're providing.
Right. This shop, I mean, the thing is, this is not a course for cynics who are, the people who are saying, oh, well, nothing works for me. And nothing works. It's not
honestly,
work.
If we get people like that buy the course and we know that's how they are, we're just going to refund you.
Because
we don't want that.
Right. We don't want that negativity. They're just people like that. And I mean, it's not going to be for the people who think that I'm just going to, do everything for them. I'm not.
We're not.
I'm not doing everything.
I'm going to most likely be doing chat support for you guys. You'll probably have a 9 to 5 chat with some exemptions here and there, but it's not really going to be for like your shop. It's going to be for course support.
Right.
Like,
I'm going to tell you.
If you're having issues with it, I'm the guy doing the code on the website. I'm the guy that's, doing all of that. So that's what the support's going to be for.
I'm going to tell you exactly what to do. Like I will give you exactly what to do, but you've got to do it.
Yeah, you've got to do it. You've got to take the information and apply it to you. Because again, with Etsy, everybody's a little bit different. Everybody's product is different. Everybody's marketing is going to be different. We're providing you the general information similar to what we already provide, but a lot more in depth and a lot more of the industry secrets that we know that obviously we can't just throw out, that we've learned from other people, psychology things that she's read, all of that kind of stuff. There's a huge portion that's going to go into the psychology of it. So just keep an eye out. Again, we don't want to talk too much about it. We don't want to overhype anybody for it, get the hype train started. And then, we'll have a 30-day money back guarantee.
Oh, as always.
Always, for our safety and for yours, because there's going to be some of you that are going to take it that are like, why did I spend this money? This isn't for me. And that's fine. That's fine. That's why it exists. We won't be upset. We won't be upset if you don't like the material. We're not going to lock you behind a gate. No. If you look through it all and there's nothing in there that interests you, refund your money. We're not going to see a penny of your guys' money until after 30 days.
Right.
And it doesn't even go into our bank account. It sits in a sub account that doesn't belong to us.
And that money, we want to use it to grow the YouTube channel. Mm-hmm. Like that's why we did this. We want to make the YouTube channel take off. That way we can finish
our studio. We got to get our computers upgraded. We want to get better cameras.
Yeah, definitely.
Like everything is going to go back into the business. We're only going to put probably 20% of that into the bank for personal use. And the rest is literally going, like, regardless of how much, the rest is going into the course.
Right.
Into future courses, like the one-of-a-kind courses or the...
we've already put, like 10K into this.
And we've still got another few thousand that we have to spend for video hosting and all that kind of stuff. So we're really putting everything we've got into this, which is kind of why we got to get it done by June. Because we got to rebuy all of that stuff. Everything's an annual purchase.
What's Sandy say?
Sandy.
Blown away by hairdresser's niece made 3,000 sales since December, making Pat
Holy
Craig,
crap.
17 years old. Yeah, that's
That's like that chick that our tax lady, her daughter, or her son's daughter, somebody like that. They do the
pearls.
The pearls.
The pearl-
yeah,
the
they
live
started
pearls.
that. They did the
Yeah.
live pearl thing, and they like within the first year made like it was like $1.6 million or something like that. It was
Yeah.
something insane. In their second year, they've made over 10. So we get it. That's pretty cool.
Pet Crate. Oh, okay. I got it.
Okay, I got you. And Giraffe and a Bass said I got 10 sales in a week for the first time even after following your free advice. Things are slowly moving in the right direction. I'm getting excited and starting to get there. That's awesome. That's why we're doing this. Like the money's great. Obviously, money's money. Everybody likes money. But the thing is she legitimately wants to help you guys because it grows our community.
Right.
Like the more sellers that we get onto Etsy and the more sellers that we get engaged onto Etsy, it helps make the market more mainstream.
Right. The market has died a lot over the last few years due to some of the things that Etsy did. But now that they're starting to improve, some of the biggest shops are gone. They've moved off of Etsy.
Why haven't you monetized this live stream? I want to send you $25. Because we don't want to do that.
If you guys want to support, everyone asks us if we have like a Patreon or anything. We don't want your money.
We don't want to do that.
We don't want donations. If you're going to buy anything from us,
go to our shop and buy something.
It's down below. You can buy something from our store, or if you just save up for the course if you want to take the course. If you don't want to take the course and if you don't like our products, then don't worry about it. We are here because we want to, help you guys. We're not out for donations.
And I know people have been bugging us about getting the P.O. box open. We will be getting it open very soon. We're so freaking busy. You don't even understand.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Don't send us checks and don't send us money because I got to send it back to you. Unfortunately, there's a lot of legal stuff that comes with that. Please don't send us money.
Yeah, do not.
If you want to send us a product, if you want to send us some like pre-packaged food, not homemade food, we will not eat anything homemade you send to us. Hand-Aid Alpha merch. There will be some of that too.
Yeah,
we actually just started talking about that yesterday. We have some plans for that.
But we want to make the back wall. We're thinking about getting like some shelves and doing like your products. Especially, this is going to be funny. If you guys can make products, if anyone like does custom products, and you can make products that either are alpha themed or themed around he and I. Because I have a little clay character of myself that someone made me. It's hilarious. Things that are actually going to go well with the brand that we have for the channel. And of course, right when we get the product, we'll shout you out. We'll show it off and talk, shout out your link. But it'll, probably go on the wall. Products that can go on a wall are the best. If you make something that can be put on a wall.
Nobody cooler than you on YouTube. Are you trolling? I don't even know who are you?
I was gonna say
random reviews. What is this?
Random reviews.
Thank you. That's cool stuff. I guess I just don't know if you're trolling us or not.
I love that kind of spam. The spammers that are
just nice.
Yeah, nice spammers. Do you guys have any last minute questions? Oh, we do have.
Have you considered any training for shops that sell supplies?
Here's the
maybe.
Here's the thing. I mean, the collection launches, product lines, things like that. That all works the same for supplies.
Yeah. The only things that are really different are the one of a kinds and vintage.
Yeah.
Those are completely different things, especially because on Etsy's not built for one of a kind. It's really just not.
SEO
you can
isn't
sell, but you kind of have to have the fanatical following she's talking about, but that above and beyond what we even have.
Right, exactly. And
unless you have a really popular thing going, like for the time, like whatever,
something that's trending, that's a whole different case. But that 9 times out of 10, your product isn't going to trend for more than like a month, so you have to have a following. Right.
That seems pretty much it. But yeah, the
last minute
shops that sell supplies, that's already going to apply to what we're doing because you have more than one product at a time that probably has some serious bulk behind it. It's all the course we're working on is already probably going to be okay for you anyway.
Yeah, it should still apply because you can still launch a product line revolving around. As long as you can launch a product line, then this course will be okay for you. It's going to be a little bit harder for digital sellers. However, what I'm going to do for digital guys, because there's only going to be a few things that vary for digital sellers, I want to make a
some
bonus.
Extras. Yeah, we'll make some bonuses over time.
A free bonus that goes with the course if you already buy it.
So more than likely we're gonna finish the flat course and then whatever other extra stuff, like she's talking about the digital,
the social media bonuses.
Yeah, we'll make those after the fact so we get the course out to you. And that course is, once you buy the course, it's always going to be available to you.
Right. And everything
So-
that we make extra, you don't have to pay for anything else unless it's like another
No.
course.
Unless it's something completely different. Like if we probably won't, but if we ever decide to do like an Amazon or something like that, that would
Right.
be something separate. I doubt we're ever going to do Amazon, but Etsy's not going to be around forever. So we'll continue to make content. We'll continue to keep you guys updated. And when it gets closer to it, we'll do Q&As, we'll do more live streams, we'll do questionnaires, that kind of thing, and keep you guys in the loop. We want you guys there, and we hope you follow us along for the ride.
Yeah, it's been a crazy. If you guys want to be envious of anyone, be envious of Renee Christine because
Or me putting up with this cranky.
be envious of Renee Christine because because she has 3 very successful courses right now. Seeing everything behind the scenes, the stuff that she has to do.
Yeah.
My course, the navigation. If you're a member of HTU Architect or
You know
Pinterest
how
Academy,
navigation works. This stuff gets crazy pretty quick.
right? And
Once
that
you get a hang of it, it's not a big deal, but it's complicated at first.
the course that she took to build her courses is the same course that I'm taking. Some of you are taking it. David Teitman Garland's Create Awesome Online Courses.
And it was kind of partially her recommendation that we do something like
it
that.
was all her recommendation.
Because of how knowledgeable that she has become with all the research, how nerdy she is about Etsy. It was kind of Renee Christine's nudge that pushed us towards doing this. So
Yeah.
thank you. If you're watching, thank you for.
We definitely wouldn't have done this without Renee
Yeah,
Christine.
definitely. She's helped us a ton. She's given us stuff that we've needed. She's freaking awesome. So
Yeah, we love her.
definitely support her. That's why I said, don't hold off on HTU. If you want to take HTU, take it. If you're saving for our course, thanks. I mean,
We appreciate it.
We really appreciate it. We can always use the money. We have an annual, we have a few singular purchases, but in annual purchases, we have like $10,000 worth of stuff we have to pay every year to keep this course up and going. So we really,
Right.
any support you guys give is appreciated. Again, don't ever send us money. We don't want your money. If you want to give us money, buy something. That way we at least have something to give you in return.
Right. Sarah did ask, should I update my keywords on a current listing to reflect gift giving and upcoming holidays or make a new listing? I only recommend doing that if the listing isn't already on page 1. If your product's already on page 1 for a keyword that you're trying to rank for, don't touch it. But if you want to update it or a couple of your listings with holiday related terms, go ahead. I do it for Christmas time, especially. I'll do like best Christmas gifts for women,
Yeah.
keywords like that. So yeah, that's totally fine. Definitely.
Deactivate the original listing.
No, don't deactivate the original
Nah,
listing
bruh.
because then you don't get the SEO benefits from all the sales. The more sales that you get on a single product, and renewing that listing continuously, the better your SEO is going to be for your whole shop. It's renewing that listing and using that same listing rather than copying or creating a new listing that's going to push your SEO. So
Pretty new to Etsy. Are there any other people to check out? Honestly, go check out some of our weird stuff on Etsy pages. We got some pretty cool sellers. Even if you don't watch the video, I don't care if you watch the videos, but go to the videos
you
and go to
mean
the shops.
coaches?
Coaches?
Renee Christine is our very favorite. So check her out. I still haven't finished rebranding. What would you suggest? Oh, it was up. Scroll up a little bit. What would you suggest I do to bring
I was looking
branders
at this.
using my new branding? You shouldn't need to bring in people with your new branding. Just do just keep marketing consistently and make sure that your branding is used consistently throughout your marketing. That way people begin to recognize you and make a new positive association. It's why McDonald's hasn't changed their logo in, a gazillion
God, I
years.
hate all these acronyms.
So.
Being ex-military, all of those acronyms mean different things to me.
CAOC?
Yeah.
Create Awesome Online Courses.
Yeah, I know what it stands for, but in the military, that meant something totally different to me. All of those would be something totally different. We were acronym crazy in the Air Force. All right, but I mean, I think that's pretty good. Some other people taking
Even when
awesome
you're-
online courses.
Even when you're changing keywords. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
If you're, keyword, you can change your keywords around. Just don't get rid of keywords that are working. Don't replace, your best keyword with a Christmas
slap your
keyword.
holiday ones on the end there.
Yeah. If you've got keywords on there that you need to remove that aren't performing well to begin with, you're not on page 1 for them or page 2 or even 3, then throw in a holiday tag and then just get rid of it, afterwards.
Thanks to all you guys do for us. Not only do you guys give us knowledge, but you also give us confidence to believe in ourselves. I mean,
Here's the thing. We live the grind. We
still live the grind. We're still part of it ourselves.
Right. Well, I'm talking about like the grind. We lived in a house with black mold and no furniture and no carpet. It was just like raw, nasty floor and Like we ate ramen noodles for several years, you know, before we had our daughter, obviously. And, you know, he joined the military and things got a little bit better, but we struggled for years. We were in debt for years. And I never imagined a life where we could just sell handmade products and be okay and be able to afford a beautiful house. You know,
we wish that for you guys.
Right.
Like, even if it's just stupid stuff like, all right, even if it's just stupid stuff like being able to sleep in on a Monday when your kid's off school, like,
dreams are what is going to keep like magic alive in the world, being able to pursue dreams and not living that 9 to 5.
The world is a crappy place. So being able to do something that makes other people happy and allows them to experience some awesomeness and all the chaos that is today's world is
considering
cool.
the fact that, you know, he's seen parts of the world that no one
wouldn't want to,
that no one's ever
It's
seen.
terrible.
He's seen awful things, but there's still good in the world. It doesn't matter how bad things get. You guys, you know,
like
see
some random person I've never seen saying we're the greatest people on YouTube. Like, I
Right.
know that's not true, but it's cool and I appreciate
Right.
the sentiment.
you know, the world is crappy. And I know that a lot of you are going through things. Some of you guys, I know that several of you have cancer, for example, and you just want
That
something
sucks, bro.
you just want something that's going to, you know, help you, help your family, help yourself, help your soul. And I'm not going to ignore people like that who have a dream that they're giving up on simply because they don't know how, or they don't, you know, they couldn't go to college to learn business, or they don't have the time to read 600 books. You know, if I've already read those books, why not share the best tidbits that I've received from them? It's things like that
Right.
just make what we do worthwhile, because we've lived that crappy life
Saves you
before.
time from having to read the books.
Right. And I mean, it's not all books. Some of it's things that we've learned through trial and error. And we don't want you guys to have to make the error to learn how to combat the errors. So
Right.
it's
like you got people like Ty Lopez that are like, you got to pay me before you get any advice. Like,
Right.
that's not how the world works. We're going to provide you with advice. Some of you are going to buy us our course, and that's going to pay for us to go out to a nice dinner.
right.
That's all great and good, but at the end of the day, like, there's a lot more material than what you were making you guys pay for.
right.
And we provide you with some material because you can find some of the stuff that we teach you in other places. You can do a simple Google search, but we're just providing the pretty beard to listen to it from.
Well, not to mention, we
And
also
the stupid
have,
hat.
it's not just advice that you got off Google and you don't have like a shot to connect to it to see that it works.
Right.
You know, we're
she provides you the evidence to go along with it.
Right. Everything is so transparent. You guys can go to our shop. You guys can go to our Facebook page and see our marketing. If you want to join our Art by Starla Moore Facebook group, that's linked down below too. If you want to see exactly what we do, if you want to witness,
You can watch it.
right, you can watch it happenings. And I think that that's kind of what makes us different than a lot of other, you know, Etsy sellers who have YouTube channels where they talk about their success and stuff. But then there's sometimes it's like their sales don't match up to the things that they say. There are several.
That's so aggravating.
Right. There's several Etsy specific coaches.
Like, we're transparent with you guys. Like, we're not millionaires.
No, definitely
We're not the
not.
best sellers on Etsy, and we don't know everything, but we know enough that we want to share it.
Right.
Like, I don't know.
I mean, there's people that have been doing it a lot longer than us that are probably, you know, the sellers who are literally making
Hundreds of thousands of dollars a month. Like,
Right.
there are people that make that much money on Etsy. Are we one of those people? God, I wish we were.
right. We're not millionaires, but we're able to pay for a house, give our daughter a good life, upgrade our home.
I'd love to have that mumble rapper life. You know what I'm saying? Like Bugatti,
Or-
whatever, you know,
or-
but it's not.
Or our car, we hit a pothole, realize we have to pay $1,500
Put a third of the money from our release into putting frickin' rims on my car.
but we were able to do it. You
But
know,
yeah, exactly.
we want to be able, you know, if you guys had a major disaster pop up, a fire, a sickness, something like that, and we don't want you guys to not have that money to be able to do that. You know what I mean? That to me is happiness, knowing that, an emergency popped up, but don't worry, we can pay for it. You know, it's the people who that emergency pops up and they go into debt to try to save themselves. That's what
That
we feel
sucks,
for,
and
because
we've been there.
so many times.
Yeah.
So, you know, but all right, guys, anything else?
Tina asked, my SEO wasn't working or was working great, but now it isn't working at all. Do you think some of the tests Etsy does messes things up?
It does.
Yeah, it does.
It does. Just change things around. Trends change. Things that people were searching before change. If If they've changed, you have to change. You have to adapt and evolve with the changes in the market, the changes with trends, and the changes that Etsy throws at us. And then how do you go incognito on Etsy? My products often come up on the first page. You need to go into an incognito tab on your browser. That's going to be
Control-Shift-N.
Yeah, Control.
If you're using
Shift-N,
Google Chrome.
or top right corner for any browser, you should find an incognito window to be
He
able to
says
search those.
I'm ex-military too, 12 years frontline combat medic.
Oh,
I was,
awesome, Jim.
spent a lot of time as a mission support analyst, if you know what that is. So did a lot of cool stuff. All right, good to know. Thank you. All right, guys. I
All
guess that we'll
right.
cut that out. I'm gonna go get me a burrito and pack some orders.
Yeah, we got ranty on this. Can you guys shout out my sick friend Nick? Nick,
I don't know who that
Girls?
is, so I don't know if I can do that.
why now? Yeah, I don't know why now. Maybe.
Can you shout out my say? I mean, is he like a CS:GO player or something? I don't. Who is that?
Yeah, we've never seen you comment on our channel, so that's kind of weird. But all right, guys, we will probably be seeing you next week. Other than that, have an awesome weekend. We're going to be packing orders all weekend, and hopefully we will have some more content for you too. I still need to work on that comparison video, taking photos with a light box versus outside. So
And if there's any of you fellow nerd gamers out there, Kingdom Come Deliverance just came out. It's really good. Check it out. Inappropriate language. Don't play it around your kids.
and
It's-
gore.
And gore. But
But-
all right, y'all.
All right, thank you for hanging out. Bye bye.
Goodbye.